In a small town, there lived an old clockmaker named Ramu Kaka. His tiny shop was filled with hundreds of ticking clocks. Each clock had a story, and people often said his clocks carried secrets. One stormy evening, a wealthy businessman entered the shop. He had everything a man could wish for: money, cars, a mansion, yet his eyes looked tired and restless. He told the clockmaker that he felt empty, even though he owned so much. The old man quietly took out an ancient, beautiful clock. Its dial glowed faintly, and on it were carved the words, "Time is life." He handed it to the businessman and said that if he looked at this clock every night before sleeping and every morning after waking, it would show him his true wealth. The businessman was puzzled. How could a clock reveal wealth? But still, he agreed to take it. That night, he placed the clock beside his bed. As he stared at it, something strange happened. The hands began to move in unusual ways. The next morning, when he angrily shouted at one of his servants, he noticed the hands of the clock suddenly moving backward. Later that day, when he helped a poor beggar on the street, the hands jumped forward. Slowly, he realized that the clock was not measuring hours and minutes. It was reflecting the quality of his actions. Every time he wasted his life in anger or pride, the time of his life slipped away. Every time he helped someone, spoke kindly, or created joy, his time moved ahead, glowing brighter. Days passed, and the businessman became more curious. Then one night, he saw a frightening dream. In his dream, the clock stopped ticking. Silence filled the room, and suddenly he felt as if his breath was fading away too. He tried to cry out, but no sound came. He woke up in fear, trembling, with sweat on his forehead. The next morning, he rushed to the clockmaker's shop. He demanded to know what kind of clock this was. The old man smiled gently and told him that the clock was not magical. It did not control his life. It only reflected it. His actions shaped his time. Anger and selfishness wasted it. Kindness and love added to it. True wealth was never money. It was the way one used their time. From that day, the businessman changed. He spent more time with his family, helped strangers on the street, and treated his workers with kindness and respect. He realized that his greatest treasure was not stored in banks or locked in safes. It was stored in the moments he lived with compassion, love, and wisdom. On his desk, the glowing clock remained, always reminding him of one truth: time is the greatest treasure of all.